Hey, this is Walter Jones.
This is Austin St. John.
And you're listening to
Ranger Danger.
In the podcasting life, they must fight to survive. Shackled by the chains of their past. They're the biggest of geeks, cause they watch every week. Subscribe to see if they can last. Go, go, Ranger Danger. We can't ever stop. Go, go, Ranger Danger. We will podcast till we drop. Probably forever. Yeah, whatever. Ranger Danger, Ranger Danger, Ranger Danger, Ranger Danger, Ranger Danger, Dino Charge.
Welcome to Ranger Danger Dino Supercharge. I'm Michael. As always, this week I am joined by Tim.
I'm Tim. I'm not used to having this level of responsibility.
No, I'm not used to you having this level of responsibility either.
Cool. I'm glad we're both on board.
Yeah, it's very worrying.
Yeah, good. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So there's no Matt this week.
No Matt at all.
For the first time ever on Ranger Danger.
It is a first.
Yeah.
World first.
That is true.
Ranger Danger exclusive.
That is also technically true.
Right. I'm just, hey, don't look at me like that.
Okay.
I'm just trying to,
It's weird. I'm not used to doing this without Matt.
trying to take the pressure off.
We've been doing this for like 2.5 years.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, and he's gotten really good at doing the intro. So,
Wow, shots fired.
okay, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, thank you.
So we're going to watch episode 811 of Power Rangers, episode 2 of Dino Supercharge. It's called Forgive and Forget.
More like, forget to do the song intro.
Is that the... You've been working on a joke for a while now.
I said I wasn't.
Right, okay. That wasn't your classic goof.
No. I mean, the classic goofs are to come, really. Maybe you could forgive and forget. Boom, classic goof.
Maybe I might need to Skype Matt in.
Yeah. Nah, jokes. We're going to kill it. It's going to be great. It's going to be red hot.
There's no real new news between the last time we recorded and today because it's been like 3 days. So I don't really have anything in particular to talk about on Dino Supercharge.
No.
As usual, all the places you can find us, our website, rangerdangerpodcast.com. We're on Stitcher and iTunes and YouTube and Twitter. We're at RangerDcast. You can send an email to rangerdangerpodcast@gmail.com. If you want to submit your Fantasy Zordon team, that's rangerdangerpodcast.com/fantasyzordon.
It is.
I think we're going to close that on the Wednesday after this podcast airs.
Pro tip, though, put Coda in your team.
I mean, he's pretty good.
He's the best.
He's probably
the best.
He's probably the best.
He's the best.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. What do you think is going to happen in Forgive and Forget? Is someone going to like a forgetfulness monster?
I mean, I don't know. Is that the pattern in Dino Supercharge?
It's kind of the pattern in Power Rangers.
I know. I'm just checking if it's still the pattern.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, someone's gonna learn about forgiveness.
Yep. Fair. Who do you think that would be? Who's the most likely Ranger to have to learn to forgive someone? Based on the 22 minutes of Power Rangers.
Yeah, I don't have a lot to go
seen.
on.
No, that's fair.
Let's go ahead and say, is it Riley?
Yeah, Riley's the Green Ranger.
Riley's going to have to forgive the others for getting no screen time in the last episode.
Right, okay. That seems a bit metatextual. But
well, I mean, I don't know. It's contemporary Power Rangers. I don't know what they're up to.
Okay, breaking the fourth wall over.
Yeah, it's like post-community, so maybe they're up to that stuff.
Right, so do you think that there will be, forgiveness and forgetting?
No, oh, you mean as abstract concept, or you mean as, two twin monsters?
Yeah, I mean as abstract concepts. Do you think there's a forgive monster, like a forgiveness thing, and it's called Forgive and Forget? Or there's a forget thing, and it's called Forgive and Forget? Or there's a forgive thing and a forget thing?
I think it would be weird for there to be only one, because I think you could call the episode something else if there wasn't both.
Yeah, sure.
But also I wouldn't be shocked if it sort of fell a little flat on coming through.
They've only got 22 minutes.
In fairness, though, that is my sort of Mighty Morphin experience coming through, where I'm setting low expectations for self-preservation.
This show is generally pretty good.
Yeah. I'm coming to see that. Maybe once I've got 44 minutes experience, I'll feel a bit better and a bit more comfortable for next week.
Very excited about that. So, I guess we're going to go watch the episode.
We are. We're going to sit down and open our eyes, and it's going to be in front of them.
Are your eyes shut right now?
No.
So
I mean, you're looking at me, so you know.
I know, but I was worried if you maybe had your eyes painted on your
my
eyelids.
eyelids.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't. It might be something to look into.
So to speak. There we go. Classic goofs.
On that note.
Classic goofs. We don't need Matt.
Yeah, dude, we got goofs for days.
Yeah. All right, Forgive and Forget, episode 2 of Dino Supercharged, and we'll be back in a sec. No, don't. That was a great goof.
What goof?
You're a goof.
Oh, that's nasty.
Yeah, okay.
Ranger, danger, ranger, danger.
All right, Tim, that was your second ever Dino Charge episode.
Sure was.
What did you think?
I had a good time.
It wasn't like a brilliant piece of television, but it was
Not bad.
just a nice, solid little episode of Power Rangers.
And I mean, saying not bad is usually like, it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
But like, Mighty Morphin was usually bad.
Yes.
So like, I'm glad this wasn't bad.
This is not great.
It was just kids' TV.
Yeah.
For also grown-ups.
Yeah, grown-ups with podcasts. And grown-ups who listen to podcasts.
And kids.
We've said that already.
Sorry.
That's fine. So there was Forgiving and Forgetting.
I was glad to see both make an appearance.
Yeah.
Prediction became true.
Predicted. Do you want to take it from the top?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So we start at the museum in the cafe.
Yeah.
And Heckle walks in.
Yeah, just conniving all over the joint.
Yeah.
He steals an ice cream from a child.
And puts it underneath
someone who's about to sit down.
Yep.
Like really, asshole?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he's that guy.
What a guy.
Yeah. And so also at the cafe is Burt.
Is Burt.
Riley's boyfriend.
Yeah, the guy. I mean, like,
I don't know if I'm reading gay subtext into everything Riley does because there was one scene that was a little gay and like, that's just my assumption.
Catch me up on this. How canon gay is he?
Not at all.
Not at all.
There will never ever be a gay Power Ranger.
But there was a whole moment, and now we're just.
I think there was one episode in particular where like he and Chase learnt to get along or something
with their dicks,
and I think they call it Chiley on the internet.
Yeah. I mean, Biley, Rylert. It doesn't really work.
No, it doesn't.
Burt's a shitty name. No wonder he's such an angry little bastard.
So yeah, this is Burt, and we get the impression from the conversation that he knew Riley as a kid and was a bully.
Yeah, and was just a bully.
He's in town to do the Amber Beach Marathon tomorrow.
Aren't we all?
Yeah, that's why I'm there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so basically he just mocks Riley for a bit until he says, arm wrestle me or go back to the farm with the other chickens.
Seems like a good call.
It's like, that's a bit clever.
Yeah, I mean, at first I was like, is this a callback to his parents' farm?
And his parents live on a farm.
Oh, wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a double joke then.
Yeah.
I thought it was just the chickens' farm.
No, there actually is a farm.
You know what, Bert? Nice one.
Yeah, that's a...
Good call.
Yeah.
He seems like, I don't know, smarter than your average bully.
Yeah, he stole a picnic basket.
Yeah. So, I mean, look, it's hard for that not to be a little lovable.
Yeah.
Because especially when we've seen conniving Derek, do even nastier stuff right before.
Sure,
it's like,
yeah. He's just being a bit mean.
Yeah. And Riley seems to be able to hold his own, so, no biggie.
Yeah. So he starts to arm wrestle and then decides to cheat.
Yeah.
And pulls out his Energem.
Seems weird for Power Rangers.
Yeah, I mean, the interesting thing is he doesn't really, learn not to do it.
No, I mean, he decides against it later on at an important moment.
But it's not like the thrust of the episode is, do I use my powers to cheat? No, you have to participate fair and square.
Yeah,
it's just a thing that happens on top of the rest of the episode. Yeah,
that's a side quest. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nice, but yeah, interesting.
There's one bit in here where Burt says that he's cruising for a losing, and Riley says that's not the expression.
It's cruising for a bruising, pal.
And Burt says, yeah, well, whatever. I was never good at math.
Also a good joke, I reckon.
It's just Like, it's dumb, but it's on the part of the Power Rangers writers. It's like, yeah, he's a dumb bully. Good work selling it.
It's a funny joke, yeah.
So Riley's about to use his Energem to cheat.
He is.
And then Kendall just yells at him.
Yeah, presumably for not doing his job.
Yeah.
Because he is meant to be at work, not arm wrestling.
Yep. Especially not arm wrestling patrons.
Yeah.
Like, I worked at Hungry Jack's for a year and a half. If a manager had come out and seen me just arm wrestling a random customer, they wouldn't have fired me because I think I was the only person who worked in the mornings. But I would have gotten a stern talking to.
I mean, also, if they caught you... And I don't... It's not really made clear if Kendall sees it, but if they caught you using your magic dinosaur rock to be extra strong...
True. Yeah.
It's like, maybe don't do that.
Her shirt is still not purple.
Wasn't it?
It's like... It's a rich blue.
It's a rich blue. Okay.
Maybe it's the closest thing she's got to purple, but just...
Okay, but what she's got is dictated by the wardrobe department.
In a show where that has always 100% been a consistent rule.
Decades.
To the point where some Rangers change colours between seasons and just have
clothing.
new outfits. It's just absolutely bizarre.
Seemed very weird.
That, yeah. I don't know. It's confusing me. So, anyway, Heckle's kind of going to work.
Yep.
And as he heads out the back, his tattoo starts to glow.
Yep.
And it's time for him to become snide.
Yep, that's correct.
So he gets Chase out of the back room by telling him that there's a pretty girl who thinks his accent is cute.
Which would work.
Chase is a piece of shit. We love him.
Absolutely would work.
So when he transforms into Snide, there's two things that I noticed.
Okay, shoot.
They're both about his sword.
Okay.
So one is that his version of the pocket watch
is in the sword.
Is embedded in the hilt of the sword.
Pretty cool.
It's cool. The other thing is, when he transforms, he is always holding the sword.
Yes.
The sword doesn't like appear in a scabbard or on his back.
Or anything
it's
like
just
that,
in one of his hands all the time.
Yeah. Ready for action.
I mean, I guess.
I mean, also, try fitting a scabbard around that spiky armor.
Yeah, it would be, I mean, just the reach is just...
Also, given that he's kind of like a temporary guy, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like he's doing a lot of marching around.
Yeah, that's fair. So, the thing that we're kind of getting from Snide is that while he doesn't mind a good evil plan, he wants one that just gets right to the point.
He's not a patient guy.
No, he is not a patient guy. And I like that as a difference between the two of them.
Especially just as a... I mean, it's interesting that they're sort of sharing a body, that they're doing that.
Yeah, the way it works is like one of them makes complicated plans, but then the other one is guaranteed to show up in the middle
to get
and
involved
just screw it up somehow.
Yeah.
And it kind of, assuming that this continues throughout the season, it's a nice explanation for why his plans keep failing.
Absolutely.
It's not that he's an idiot or that they're bad plans. It's that
he's not in control.
Someone else keeps coming in halfway through and going, no, I'm going to make some changes.
Which is not a good way to succeed with a plan, really.
No. So, in the crashed spaceship that they're still using as their base...
The crash ship.
I would have thought the Power Rangers would have gone and cleared that out at some point.
I mean, they know where it is, right?
I mean, it was the giant spaceship that crashed. I'm pretty sure they'd be able to find it. They've got a Megazord that can go to space. They could find it if they wanted to find it, yeah.
Yeah.
I just feel like instead of assuming that, oh yeah, everyone died in the crash...
Well, now that they know...
that at least one person didn't.
Well, I mean, they know the Magna Beam still works.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? So they've got a pretty good reason to believe that everything's still functioning to some extent.
Yeah.
So yeah, go check it out, guys.
You know, take everyone and, like, be prepared.
Like last week, I get it.
Yeah.
You didn't know yet. I understand. This week,
Be
maybe don't run
proactive,
the
guys.
marathon.
Yeah, you
I
know,
don't know.
do something else. All right, so on the ship, it's Stingrage. Now, Tim, you don't remember because you haven't seen it.
Or
but
because he shot me with his forgetting Stingray juice.
So Stingrage was in an episode of Regular Dino Charge last season.
Yep.
His stings made you angry.
Right, okay, so this
Hence
time...
the name.
Okay. Makes less sense now, though, doesn't it?
Well, it's still his name, though.
Well, yeah, but...
If you change jobs, you're still called Tim.
Well, yeah, but my name wasn't, like, retail assistant in the first place.
That's also fair. So they're extracting the venom from his stingers and using it to make a forgetfulness potion.
Seems legit.
I guess.
Well, I mean, look.
The way that they're extracting the venom is he's like shooting the stingers through a board, and then they've just got
Like a bucket
a
there.
bucket underneath.
In fairness, that is how you milk a snake. Effectively. You know what I mean?
I guess.
You
yeah,
poke
sure.
like you poke its fangs through a membrane, and it's like, oh, I'm biting, and then it
that's
into a jar. You know
that's
what I
true.
mean?
It's
So,
like milking a snake.
there's really, I think there's really no other way to do it.
I just would have assumed that he could produce that venom somehow.
Nah, it's like milking a snake,
Okay, all right, like milking a snake,
like
Let's go.
milking a stingray.
So back in the Rangers base,
Yep.
Kendall has got a new technology for them.
Yep.
This is Dino's Super Drive.
It involves an awful lot of liquid in tubes, like all good inventions.
Yeah, we've seen Kendall create Dino charges a couple of times.
Okay.
And it always involves liquid in pipes and tubes.
I mean,
for some inexplicable reason.
well, in fairness, the little tube is what they then put into their blasters.
Yes.
So it wouldn't surprise me if it was a tube of liquid
Okay,
that
I
she
guess.
would have to make with other tubes of liquid.
I mean, yeah, I don't understand how she draws the power from, like, ancient gems and puts that into liquid, but
I bet there's a mortar and pestle.
you think she grinds up?
Well, no, it makes less sense now that I've said it.
Okay, that's fine. Anyway, it's
There's a
obviously-
centrifuge for sure.
It's obviously science.
Yeah,
that's happening,
clearly.
right? She doesn't do it with magic.
No.
We'll talk about magic later because I've got a niggle.
Okay, you can't say that.
So, this Dino Super Drive.
Yep.
So here's the power-up modes that they already have,
Okay,
right?
shoot.
They've just got, like, regular morph, and then they've got Dino Steel,
Okay, which is the shoulder pad.
which is when they run their guns up their arms, and it gives them another shoulder pad, and that's when they've got their, like, special weapons with their dinosaur on them.
Yep.
And then there's Dino Drive, which they can only access inside the Megazord.
Okay.
And that's, like, the big Dino Charger on their chest.
Okay, yes.
And now they also have Dino Super Drive,
Okay.
which is also
Both.
the battery on the chest, but, like, even more spiky bits all along
Yep.
their bodies.
Yep.
I think it's too many power-up modes.
I thought so before this one.
Yeah.
It's too complicated.
Because here's the problem. I know, and we've seen in the opening credits, Tyler's got one more still to come,
Right.
which I won't spoil in case you've missed what it is.
I have.
But okay. But like,
Oh, maybe I haven't.
in case our listeners have, I'm not going to anyway.
Either way.
But that means they end up with 5 different modes, none of which are particularly distinct from each other.
Well, yeah, my issue with that is that they're going to become redundant. Like, some of them will be redundant.
Yeah, well, why go to Dino Drive
Ever
when you can
again.
go to Dino Super Drive?
Yeah. I just find it... Like, if you're going to have multiples,
Yeah.
they should be things that are situationally appropriate.
Yes.
Like, why would I not... If one's just better than the other,
Yeah.
I just do the better one.
Yeah, like, why are they not always in Dino Steel? Why do they ever just fight as regular morph when they can do a thing that makes them a bit stronger and gives them weapons?
Seems odd.
Yeah. I like my, like, power-ups the classic way, where the whole team gets one power-up halfway through the season.
Yeah, I want to get them and then keep them.
Yeah. Anyway, I just wish they could have the Lights of Orion.
I don't know what that means.
That's what the Lost Galaxy guys have.
Okay.
They went, Lights of Orion, activate, and they got, like, glowy bits and bigger swords.
You're a nerd.
I am the host of a Power Rangers podcast.
Yes, that's what I said.
Yep, okay. So, Riley's getting ready for the marathon.
He is.
And then Burt shows up.
Classic.
Classic Burt. So, Riley challenges him to a first one over the climbing wall wins.
Uh-huh.
And he gives Burt a head start, which he can do because he's going to cheat.
Yep.
Because
Correct.
he's a dirty cheater.
Correct.
He grabs his Energem, he jumps right over the climbing wall and into a tree.
Into a tree. Straight into a tree.
Burt and Burt's 2 crony friends
Notice nothing.
do not find it at all
Surprising, impressive.
odd, not worth mentioning.
No.
It's just, why not? He just jumped into a tree.
He literally just leaps
from the ground.
meters in the air. Like, easily no, more than 2, like 3, 4, 5 meters in the air.
Yeah.
And maybe 10, 15 meters horizontally.
If someone did that in front of you, you'd say something.
You would say something.
Yeah.
You'd be like, hey man, what's happening?
Yeah. Anyway, Heckle helps him up.
Yes.
Heckle's there. And so Heckle basically says, look, if you want to show that guy what's what, you're going to have to beat him at the marathon.
Seems logical, actually.
I
The
mean,
marathon's the thing that he's come here to do.
Yeah.
That he's been, pardon the pun, heckling Riley about. So, yeah, I mean, if you beat him there, that would prove him wrong in a big set-piece kind of way.
it does make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good work, Heckle.
Nice one.
And then Stingray shows up.
Yes.
And Heckle kind of gets hidden behind the climbing wall.
Yes, correct.
And Riley's like, right, well, I'm going to fight it.
Seems logical.
And meanwhile, Heckle is having a conversation with Snide about that was not the plan and
Yep.
what's going on and what are you doing.
Which is correct.
Yep,
It was not the
was
plan.
not the plan, but Snide changed it because the plan was going to take too long. And that's when Heckle has an idea.
Yeah. Does he?
He seems to.
Yeah, but I don't know. Let's keep going. I'm skeptical
Okay, so Riley's fighting Stingrage
Yes.
and kind of getting his ass kicked.
a little bit.
And then Stingrage is like, right, have my stinger.
Yep.
And Heckle jumps in front of it
Yeah.
and takes the sting.
How's that a plan?
Well, we'll get to how it's a plan in a sec. It makes a kind of sense.
Not really.
Okay, so all the other Power Rangers show up.
Yes.
Not Kendall or Prince Philip, but all the regular Power Rangers show up. And they just, like, fight Stingrage. Tyler and Shelby get knocked back and demorphed.
Yes.
And then
correct.
Stingrage runs away.
Correct.
So Heckle now has no idea what's going on.
Yeah, because he's forgotten because of Stingrage's venom.
Allegedly. Which we'll get to in a sec.
Well, yeah, see, this is where I take issue.
Right, tell me what your issue is.
We see the orange forgetting animation.
Yes.
So, if they're cheating,
Yeah.
like if he hasn't forgotten, then you lied to me with the rules of visual storytelling.
Right.
And I'm very angry.
That's fair. But, because I had just assumed that he was immune to it.
Why?
Because he's also a monster, and monsters are immune to monsters.
No one says anything of the sort ever at all.
No, but he gets stung and then doesn't forget. So I just, like...
Yeah, but
logical
then
step.
later he does.
Yeah, that's true.
So clearly that's not the case. So they've just decided that this time it was capital TP the plan, and therefore he can do whatever he wants.
It could probably have done with, him showing us that it didn't actually hit him.
I call bullshit on this.
Okay.
I'm not a fan.
Okay. I mean, I was fine with it in the moment.
No,
You've certainly pointed out some flaws.
I wasn't even then. Like because think of it as a plan. Like I'm gonna get amnesia.
No, I'm going to pretend to get amnesia.
No, but he doesn't. That's the thing. There's no. It's like logically, you go. The plan is I'll pretend to forget,
Yes.
so that I can do some stuff. But there is at no point is it made clear or even hinted at the fact that it's not really going to work. He's not actually going to forget. And then later, it's proven that it does indeed definitely work on him, and it looks and seems no different to this first time.
Okay.
I reiterate, I call bullshit on
Okay.
this
You
one,
called
conniving Derek.
You called shenanigans.
Yeah, I have well and truly called shenanigans.
Okay.
I'm not pleased.
Okay. I'll give shenanigans a ring for you.
I already called him.
Okay. What did they say?
He said it's kind of late.
Right.
And he wanted to know why I was calling on his house phone.
That's true. It's a Sunday night.
It's like, that's fair enough, man.
Yeah.
But I got to tell you about this thing that happened.
And he was like, that's totally shenanigans.
He did agree with me.
All right. That's fair enough.
Yeah.
There is a nice bit, though, when Heckle gets kind of... Before he gets zapped, regardless of whether that happens, where he's doing the reaction of, is that a monster? Where, like, obviously he knows what a monster is.
Yeah.
But he's playing the Amber Beach citizen
Random
who's
citizen.
never seen one.
Seems legit.
It's a nice bit of, like, that storytelling where he's the sort of character who is going that far.
Yeah, he's savvy enough to know that maybe he should be doing that thing.
Yeah, so basically, Heckle is pretending he doesn't know who he is.
Yes.
At this point, I'm sure that people are shipping Heckle and Riley.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
But I mean, you really can't stop them. So
No, definitely can't. I don't know that I would, even if I could.
no, I wouldn't either.
People are allowed to have their gay Power Rangers.
I wouldn't read it though,
No, it certainly does nothing for me.
just because I don't like him as a character.
Can I be Derek?
Yeah, I'd be happier to read Riley and Burt.
Oh, all right.
I mean, I just don't like Derek.
Okay,
I feel like he'd be annoying.
Right.
That's all.
Okay, fair enough. That makes a kind of sense, I guess.
I don't like his shit plans.
Okay, well, I mean, you've only seen one of them, really.
Well, it was bullshit.
Okay, well, you're going to have to deal with that.
Well,
He's going to have approximately 18 more, I'd say.
yeah, but if he doesn't tell lies to me, the viewer, I'm going to be more supportive.
Anyway, so Heckle doesn't know who he is, and he already knows that these guys are the Rangers because he saw Tyler and Shelby demorph.
Yeah.
So they might as well just take him back to their secret base.
Yep.
Dun dun dun.
I feel like these guys, I mean, they hired him already,
Yep.
and he dresses like a villain.
He definitely does not dress inconspicuously.
At the very least, he dresses like someone who likes Linkin Park. And while I don't think you should discriminate in that way all the time, maybe don't hire that guy and
You
then
can't
take him back
not
to his
hire people for jobs just because they like Linkin Park.
I feel like you can actually.
I don't think that's true.
It is 2016. If you still like Linkin Park, I'm gonna go on your Facebook and see if you go to weird parties before I give you a job.
What sort of weird parties do people who listen to Linkin Park go to?
Linkin parties.
I don't. Do they only listen to Linkin Park there?
They only listen to Linkin Park ever.
Do they only happen at minutes to midnight? That's a Linkin Park album.
Thank you.
That's okay.
I mean, no, they happen at other times.
Okay, I mean, if they if they do a lot of them in a row, do they then try breaking the habit? It's a Linkin Park song.
No, because they like partying.
Meteora.
No, that one you didn't put a lot of effort in. I think even you know that.
Numb Encore.
No, see, well, why are you involving Jay-Z?
Because Jay-Z got himself involved. That's a good song. I like that song.
Yeah, I know, but it's really just like Linkin Park, and then Jay-Z is like hanging out.
Yeah, there's a live one with Paul McCartney as well doing Yesterday.
It's like when you go to a bad party, but there's a dog there, so you're like, oh, cool, I'll hang out with the dog at least.
See, I don't really like dogs.
Well,
I find them unpredictable.
That's fair, I guess.
Like, they're fine. And if there's a dog there, I'll be like, oh yeah, it's a dog. But like, I don't want to have to not know what something's doing and then pick up its shit. It's too many things for me.
I mean, yeah, I guess I can't fault that.
Anyway.
This is a Power Rangers podcast.
And sometimes this is a Power Rangers podcast.
Occasionally.
So they science up the venom in the secret base.
Yep.
Shelby makes an antidote.
Yep.
They spray it on Heckle.
Yep.
Heckle does a very nice play acting. I remember everything now.
I mean, yeah, I hate him.
Okay.
Yeah, I hate him.
All right, I don't hate him.
And here's the thing, like, at this point, his plan, air quotes, angrily, has worked. But why couldn't he have just actually forgotten? Why does he have to be pretending?
I don't know.
It's bullshit.
Okay, that's fine. Anyway, we later see he goes back to his secret base. And Snide says to him, like, why didn't you just take all the Energems right there? You were there. Mm-hmm. He's like, yeah, and then I'd have to have fought all the Power Rangers at once.
Which, on one hand, makes sense.
Yep.
On the other hand, he vaporized that dude last week.
Yeah, but I buy that he can't vaporize 7 Power Rangers simultaneously, even if he takes out one.
I guess, yeah. Yeah, okay, alright.
You know, like, maybe he could fight 2 at once, but, like, 7 at once.
I'm just concerned about the inconsistency of introducing a character with that display of force.
Yep.
And then him not vaporizing anyone else.
Welcome to Power Rangers, Tim. Enjoy your stay.
No, I shouldn't have to feel like that. This was meant to be different.
Anyway, so the plan is, once the Power Rangers forget who they are, they'll just walk in and take the energy.
Good plan. Good plan.
Okay.
Derek, I'm fine with this so far.
So, Fury and Stingrage are at Amber Beach Dam.
Yep.
Stingrage has a pumpkin-shaped watering can.
Now, why is it pumpkin-shaped?
I can only assume that this is explained in a Japanese episode. Like it was a Halloween episode, is probably the explanation.
Yep.
Because it doesn't make any sense in this show.
No, I mean, who's using pumpkins outside of Halloween?
No one. I guess people eat them.
Pumpkin farmers,
Pumpkin wrappers.
pumpkin carvers. You could have waited a bit longer on that. Weirdly in 5-4.
I love pumpkin wrapper so much.
I know, it just seems like an odd meter choice.
I wish they'd... Yeah, look, I didn't do it.
I know you didn't.
If I could, he would be in every episode. Maybe not every episode. That might be too many episodes.
It's just a different show now, isn't it?
Definitely once a season. Someone would be like, you know who was a great monster? Let's bring him back.
No, I like to think that it would kind of be like, once a season, you just check in with him. He's not necessarily causing trouble.
Oh, he's just like on a small farm outside of Tokyo, watering his melons and like...
And working on his mixtape.
Speaking in rhyme.
Yeah.
He does a duet with the NZ Boys.
Yeah, I mean...
2016's equivalent of Numb Encore. The NZ Boys and Pumpkin Rapper.
I mean, yeah, I'm not on board.
No, I'm 100% on board. Anyway, so they tip the venom into the lake.
They do?
They do. So all of Amber Beach is going to forget everything.
What we learn really about Amber Beach's public water system is that there is no filtration.
No.
And very fast pumping.
Although I guess even a filtration system wouldn't keep out a liquid mixed with the water.
Well, no, but it's not it's not... like, water processing is not solely a physical filtration system.
No.
Anyway.
It's magical monster venom.
Fine.
It definitely has very fast pumping. That is true.
Yeah, because they take a piss in the dam and all of a sudden it's at the end of every tap ever.
Yep. So the marathon starts in 5 minutes. And Heckle comes along and he's like, Riley, you'd better remember to keep hydrated. Have some water. Hey, you want some water?
And Riley says, no thanks.
No,
I've already got my own sports drink.
I brought some Gatorade.
Well, he doesn't say that.
No, of course he doesn't.
He says he has his own sports drink.
They should get a sponsorship from Powerade and do
They should, actually.
Power Rangers Aid.
I'd be careful with that.
No, okay, they could use some workshopping, definitely. So Riley considers cheating. Grabs his
Again,
energy
for the third time.
and then decides that he's going to win fair and square.
Nice one, Riley.
It's a great, that's what he should decide, but he doesn't learn it as a lesson. He just makes a decision.
I mean, no, but I think, I don't know, maybe it's healthy for it to not be a capital M moral at the end.
Oh, you haven't seen much of this show, have you?
Well, no, but I'm saying maybe it's okay that we kind of step away from that.
I guess it's weird for, if you're a kid watching, there's no, process about why you shouldn't cheat. He just, I'm not going to cheat.
I know, but maybe this is the start of an era of more subtle lesson teaching.
That just doesn't
Of
seem...
sort of
just
B,
doesn't seem
B
likely.
lessons alongside the A lesson.
I mean, look, I'd love for that to be true.
Let's see how we go in the coming weeks.
Let's hold up. Okay, so they start the marathon.
Yeah, before they do, or as they do, Tyler offers the heartfelt advice: pace yourself, stay hydrated.
That's good advice for a
It's
marathon.
great advice for a marathon.
Especially a marathon where they need you to drink because it's important to the plot.
Yeah. The trouble with using a marathon as a sort of TV device,
Yes.
is that they're not exciting races.
They are not particularly
They are
exciting
slow
races.
endurance races.
Yes,
by
they are
their
races
very
that take
nature.
many, many hours.
Not thrilling to watch Riley and Burt jog off the start line.
No, I mean, there's a bit where, they're jogging simultaneously, and then Riley's like, I'm overtaking you. But he's
it's
not
jogging.
going fast. He's just...
If anything, that seems irresponsible.
Yeah, he's going too fast. He's not pacing himself.
Or staying hydrated.
I mean, he'll do that at the next bit.
I mean, Tyler had two things to say, and you ignored both of them.
So
as far as I
anyway,
can tell.
everyone's waiting at the first water station.
Correct?
And as they run up to the water station, Coda and Chase and Tyler reveal that they have Run, Riley, Run written on their chests.
Yes, correct.
It's very sweet.
Yes.
It's an excuse for them to take their shirts off.
Which Riley loves.
I mean, I gotta be honest, I'm kind of a fan.
I mean, yeah. I mean, Coda's such a sweetheart.
We love Coda, don't we?
Clearly.
He's got a couple of bits later in the episode that are just
Great guy.
very nice.
10 out of 10 would cavemen again.
So Burt grabs a drink of water
Yep.
and tips it over his head.
Correct.
And forgets everything.
Yes. That is the deal.
And then everyone else starts to forget everything.
Well, after drinking water.
After drinking the water. And I think it's Shelby who has just long enough to go, it's probably in the water, before she forgets what's going on at all.
Which is nice of her to have enough time for exposition.
Riley is fine, because he's got his own sports drink. Tyler looks down at his chest and says, "Who is Ner?"
Idiot.
The problem with making people forget things on shows is how much do they forget?
Where do you draw the line? Exactly.
Like, they clearly all still know how to talk and walk.
But they don't know their own names.
No. And Tyler has apparently, not even got the spatial recognition necessary to understand that he's got the word run written on his chest.
Well, maybe he's just an idiot, and that's unrelated.
That's not impossible, I guess. Anyway, so everyone's forgotten what's going on.
Yeah.
Coda is in the park, and Heckle comes up to him. Mm-hmm. And Coda says, "Who are you?" And Heckle says, "I'm your friend," which Coda instantly accepts, because everyone is Coda's friend all the time.
Yeah, fair enough.
So Heckle goes, "I'm just going to grab your Energem." And he pulls it out, and it's glowing, and Coda's like, "That is some cool shit.
I mean, it is.
I like that. What's that?"
It's pretty nice.
And then Riley runs up, and he's like, "Yep, great idea. I'm just going to run these back to the base.
Yes,
keep them safe."
Suck it, Derek.
I like that. It's a sensible thing for Riley to do, and a sensible setback in Heckle's plan.
Yeah.
Anyway, Riley runs back to the base. He and Kendall have a quick chat. Mm-hmm. And she's like, "Right, I'm going to synthesize an antidote.
Yep.
I've got my Megazord, so I'll just distribute that.
Yep.
But here's a little bit for you to go fix the Rangers."
These guys are killing it. Like clockwork. I'm a big fan.
These two are like the science nerd part of the team.
Yep, clearly.
So once the rest of the fuck-ups are, left to go forget who they are in the park, these two are just like, "Right, all right, antidote, here's some for you. I'm going to get it in the Zord. Let's go."
Job done.
So Riley goes back. Coda's just sitting on the grass, whistling with his thumbs and looking incredibly pleased with himself.
Yeah, just having a nice time.
So Tyler's got Tyler's wallet.
Mm-hmm. Trying to find out who Tyler is because he has his wallet.
Yep.
Good joke.
Yeah, good little bit. Chase doesn't want Riley to spray him with the antidote until Riley tells him that it's cologne. Mm-hmm. And Chase is like, "Yep, sign me up for that."
Forgotten everything except that he's an arsehole.
Yep, could never forget that he's a piece of shit.
True.
It's like how Coda doesn't forget that everyone's his friend.
Okay, yeah, true.
Chase's being a piece of shit is just baked into his DNA.
Yeah.
So everybody gets remembered. And by everybody, I mean the Rangers.
They all remember.
Yeah, they get remembered.
Well, okay.
And Tyler doesn't, realise what's happening. He says, "Hey, I'm Tyler, and this is my wallet."
I mean, that's fair enough.
I get not a great episode for making Tyler look good. He gets to do a cool thing later with the monster. But
yeah, but he's not smart.
It does not make him look clever.
No, it doesn't.
It really doesn't. So Burt's friends are chasing Burt, trying to stop him. Mm-hmm. And Riley runs up and sprays him. Mm-hmm. And Burt's a bit of a dick.
I mean, it is weird, though, how he responds when Riley's like, "I'm doing something smart." And he's like, "The nerd? Doing something smart?" Man, that's the box you put him in.
So then Riley goes over and he tries to stop someone else from drinking the water.
Yep.
And the guy's like, "No, I need to hydrate." And I was like, "No, I understand. My friend told me the same thing. But you can't drink the water." So Burt runs over, sweeps the glasses off the table, and they have sex right there.
That's not what happens.
It's close to what happens.
Okay, it is spiritually similar. But this is, I guess, G-rated?
Yeah, it's G-rated.
So that's not at all what happens.
No, he, tips over the table, which, to be honest, is something that they all should have thought of doing.
Yes, just make that water undrinkable.
Yeah. I hope the grass doesn't forget that it's grass.
It will.
Will it start growing down?
No.
Okay, that makes sense.
That was a weird thing for you to think might happen.
Well, what if grass forgets what it is? What if it turns into a mushroom?
No.
That's how mushrooms come from. It's when grass forgets that it's grass.
That's not true.
I'm pretty sure that's true.
Okay, that doesn't make it true.
Okay. Anyway, Burt learns a valuable lesson
He
that
does?
sometimes nerds know stuff.
Shocker.
I'd like Burt to be on my fantasy Zordon team if that's possible, because I could use those valuable lesson
That's
points.
not possible.
All right, that's fine. So then Riley forgives Burt for ever having been mean.
Yep.
I'm not sure how I feel about this.
I mean, it doesn't seem like he ever did that much.
No, I mean, I guess the problem is, in my head, there are kids watching this who are being, like, properly bullied.
Right.
And the lesson that it teaches them is automatically, nah, the bully's probably fine, and, like, you just got to spray him with an antidote in the future. And, like, it's not... Burt doesn't ever repent at all, really.
Yeah.
He just, like, he gets saved and that's enough.
Yeah.
It just... I mean, look, it's fine, and I don't have any real problem with it.
But he ought to have earned his lesson learning a bit more.
A bit more, yeah.
I understand.
And then Riley properly forgives him when Burt is like, look, I'm actually sorry.
Yes.
Anyway, so we engage the antidote mist system, which is a useful system to have.
Yep. The Mistum.
And at the same time, Heckle is in the base.
Not good.
No, very bad.
Except.
Well, there's two accepts. The first accept is the one that the episode does,
Yes.
which is that Riley's already gone and taken the Energems back. Right?
Or that he never got there, was how I read it.
No, because we know he got there because he got the antidote.
Oh, yeah, true.
It's just that he, like, basically all he did was carry them with him.
Yeah, he came in and out. He didn't drop them off.
Yeah. Here's the thing. There's someone still in that base.
Oh, my God.
Right?
Oh, my God, I didn't even think of
Someone
that.
who did not show up at all in this
At all.
episode.
E.T., where are you?
Whose job it is to guard the Energems.
Literally...
Heckle, who then transforms into Snide, is in there yelling about how he's finally got to the Power Rangers base and he's going to get the Energems.
And Keeper's,
does
what,
not
like,
even show up.
making a tofu scramble.
Having a nap out the back.
Where the fuck is this
Where
guy?
is Keeper? It's not like he's got somewhere else to be.
That's his whole thing.
He's not going out shopping.
It didn't occur to me at all.
No, because he's not
At
in the
all.
episode.
He's not even on the show.
No. Keeper has one job. I was thinking even, are we going to get a Keeper Heckle fight scene? Like...
No, because he's not a character.
It feels like they designed Keeper and put him in the first episode.
And no one liked
and then
him.
instantly realised that it was a terrible decision.
I mean, that is the appropriate speed at which to realise he's the worst.
Because in the first episode, like, he had a cool fight scene with Fury.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So there was potential.
Yeah.
Man, I mean, it's hard when you're not in the episode.
He's not at all. It's just, normally I would not complain at all about Keeper not being in an episode of this show. That's the dream.
But it would make a ton of sense for him to have been around.
It would make so much sense.
How big is the base?
It's
that,
got...
like, he could be shouting in there.
We've seen, like, 2 other rooms off that cave.
Right.
But, like, it's not a vast cave system.
Yes, that he could be deep down in somewhere.
Anyway.
What the hell, Keeper?
Anyway. So, the monsters are over putting more venom in the lake.
Yep.
Because I guess if at first you don't succeed, give it another shot.
Keep putting we in the lake.
So, Kendall messages them and says that Dino Armor X now works with red power. So, Dino Armor X is the one that makes their hands look like crocodiles.
Does that do that for all of them?
Well, previously it was Chase's thing only. So, it only worked with the black Energem.
Uh-huh.
And he only used it once in one episode.
Sure.
Like a couple of times in the episode, but like that was it.
Yep.
And we've never seen it again.
Fine.
And so now Kendall's like, hey, the Red Ranger can use it. Which is fine, but it just feels like a bit of a cop-out.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird that they, like, every week, it's just like, different power-up.
Yeah, I mean, part of that is the function of the Sentai footage, which is like they've got lots of these dino charges, and they've got lots of different ones that do different things.
I mean, yeah, but it doesn't... That's not what it feels like in...
No. It feels like they just get new ones all the time that they need to solve this week's problem.
And obviously, like having not seen the contemporary Sentai footage, I can't really comment on what that is and isn't. But it seems like they're doing more of the thing that I was talking about earlier, where they have a bunch of different options.
Yes.
And they can pick things that are situationally appropriate.
Yes.
Whereas this is like, oh, you got a new one now. And they're like, yeah, all right, I guess.
Yep.
Seems weird.
So there's a fight scene on the dam with
Pretty
some
cool.
Vivics and a couple of spike balls.
Cool stuff going on.
Yeah, like everyone just does their kind of normal stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So they try and do a group gun attack.
Doesn't work.
Doesn't work because he's got defenses.
Can't get through his defenses.
Fury used to be, like, able to take on multiple people in the team at once.
Right.
And in this episode, Ivan's just like, no, I've got Fury.
Yeah, I'll handle that.
And not even, I will fight Fury to a draw, but I will just, like, knock Fury to the ground. Which is fine, but he just had the most impressive downward slide. It was as soon as Ivan was out of him, he just became instantly useless.
I mean, maybe there's an interesting story there.
Right, but they didn't do that.
No,
It just happened.
He literally became less narratively important and was therefore less strong.
Yep. So Tyler does Dino Armor X.
Yep.
And just spiral drill attacks straight through Stingray.
It was pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
It was pretty cool.
And then I think, like, the other Rangers do a combined gun attack as well, although they use their sword attacks.
Their swords, yeah.
And then Tyler doesn't look at the explosion.
Yeah, because that's what cool guys do.
That's pretty cool.
My note was fights are coolio.
The thing that's happened is we've kind of lost unmorphed fights, which I like. They're there occasionally, but not as much, and I think that's a shame. But in exchange, all of the kind of Sentai fights, they've discovered CG.
Yeah.
So they can do much cooler stuff now.
Absolutely. It is nice, or it was nice to see those unmorphed fights.
Yeah.
Although, frankly, it never made a ton of sense, given that they had magic suits.
Yeah, it's that thing we were talking about with their power-ups. Like,
If you could,
why not just go straight to it?
Yeah.
So Stingray somehow gets up,
Yeah, I mean, that's fine.
which, despite having a hole drilled through him and then an explosion centered on him.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like that's spiritual.
Sure. And then he does something which might be a first, and I loved it. He just jumps off the dam
Yeah.
and just gets magna beamed, like, as he's falling.
I mean, he does it. He jumps off and says Magna Beam.
Yeah.
Like, that's cool.
And-
I like the idea that the Magna Beam activates.
Whenever anyone says
If someone
magna
says
beam.
it just happens.
Yep. Yeah, that's like... It's... What I like about it is, again, having discovered CG, he's not a forced perspective thing.
Yeah.
He's just CG'd into that shot as growing giant.
You've got more options all of a sudden. I am a little heartbroken that we didn't do, like, whack-a-mole onto the dam
Yeah, that would
fight.
have been pretty
Because
good.
that would have been cool. Even briefly.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, again, there's no reason for the Rangers to put up with that when
No,
they
just
could
go
also
straight
get
to the
their giant
giant robots.
robot.
Yep.
But I mean, like the setup was right there where they would be at like chest height,
Yep.
and he could slam his big fists
Just
down.
once, and then call the Megazord.
Yeah, once or twice. I would have loved it.
Yeah, anyway. So they summon the Megazord, and it's the one with the green and the black.
It was.
So, you won't know this, Tim. Basically, the red Zord is like the core body.
Yep.
And all the other Zords kind of swap out arms.
Right. Okay.
So, like, he can have pink or blue or aqua and they all do different things.
Yeah. Well, see, that's cool.
So, like, Riley's is a sword and Chase's is a gun, and the Graphite Ranger, the Graphite Rangers is that wrecking ball. And what we've also seen is that the purple and gold Zords can be like bodies as well.
Right.
So they've got like 3 bases that can take different sets of arms.
I mean, this is cool but complicated.
Yeah, I mean, it's very much a toy thing.
Yes.
Where, like, you buy the expensive red Megazord,
And then other bits.
you can like swap out all the other arms.
Makes sense.
Yeah. They've got a couple of formations that they tend to lean towards.
Yep.
But, you know, it's kind of cool. So, let's talk Dino Super Drive.
Let's do it.
So, it gives Tyler his own special sword.
Yes, it does.
Which is... I mean, it's like a sword with a revolver barrel on it.
Correct.
Not like pointing along the sword.
No, pointing forwards if you held the sword upwards in your hand.
Yeah. And basically, it's got like enough barrels that it can take everyone's inner gem.
Unsurprising.
That's obviously the thing that's going on. Yeah, it's just they're too spiky.
Do you think so?
I
thought it was kind of cool.
Here's the thing. It wouldn't be too much spiky if they had regular and very spiky.
But the fact that
they've got regular and a bit spiky and a bit more spiky and lots of spiky. It just feels over the top.
It is, yeah, I wouldn't say too spiky. I would say, yeah, too many options. It seems weird.
Yeah,
that's all.
I have another problem with it.
Far away.
Which is that when he does his, like, super... So this mode only works in the Megazord. And out of universe, the reason for that is that this is a new US mode.
Right.
And all the cockpit footage is US unique.
Okay.
Right? So, like, they're basically saying, right, you can only use that in the place where we're going to shoot
when we're
our
filming
own stuff.
it. Yeah.
Which is fine. But
yeah, sure.
He's got a cool sword that can do a cool sword attack.
Yes.
But then the Megazord just does its regular attack.
Right, okay, yeah.
Like,
I mean, I don't know that because I haven't seen...
The Megazord doesn't then do a cool sword attack.
Yes, you are correct.
It does just a normal attack.
Which is a little disappointing.
It's a little disappointing. And obviously, again, hamstrung with if the Megazord doesn't kill him with a sword, there's not a lot you can do.
Yes.
But it's just... It breaks that immersion of it a little.
Of this actually being a cool thing.
Yeah, like when the Mighty Morphin Rangers, like, they'd do a sword move with their hands... And then the Megazord would kill it with a sword.
And that was cool.
And that was cool.
Every time.
This is like, okay, right, everybody put your... And it would be fine if this was a thing he could use out of the Megazord. And it was like, okay, it's normally a cool sword move, but it corresponds to a gun move.
But no, that's not the case.
It's just... Yeah. It's just a little disappointing. But... Look,
yeah, I agree with you.
I'm sure you can go and buy that sword, and I'm sure it makes cool sounds and noises.
And it'd be cooler to own... than it is in the show.
Yeah.
Because you could swing it around like a sword.
And I bet you can spin the revolver barrel and like...
I mean, it would appear that you can pull the trigger and it spins on its own.
There you go.
So...
Job done. Let's go get 3 of them.
Well, I think 3 is a few too many.
Well, you want one, I want one, Matt might want one.
I could borrow one.
That's fair. Okay, we'll get 2.
Cool.
Anyway, back on the evil monster spaceship.
Yep.
Curio is been told to fill the cups because Heckle wants to make a toast.
Seems legit.
Curio's like, oh, this is a cool pumpkin watering barrel of something. I guess I'll use this. Maybe when you make forgetting venom, don't leave it on the table.
Don't leave it around.
At least put a label on it.
And I was going to say, if you're Curio, don't just grab weird pumpkin watering cans and start pouring that into stuff. But also, they're all weird monsters. And, like, aesthetically, I don't think he'd notice that was a weird thing.
Curio in particular is kind of, like, childlike.
Right, okay.
As close as monsters get to that.
Yep.
So, it makes more sense him doing it than anyone else.
Okay, I'm on board with that.
Anyway, Heckle's celebrating. He's discovered the Rangers' secret base. They're just going to storm the base and take the Energems. But first, a toast, and they all forget.
So... his plan was bullshit.
Well, his plan was great up until Curio screwed everything up.
But it's not a plan. I hate this guy.
Okay. I think he's great.
No.
Alright.
I'm enjoying it, but I still hate him.
Okay, that's fair.
Where I'm at.
He's a bad guy. You're supposed to hate him.
No.
No, it's not the way you hate him at all, is it?
No, like... Pumpkin Rapper's a bad guy.
Yeah. Anyway.
But yeah, anyway.
So Riley and Burt are finishing the marathon.
Yes, correct.
They're coming in last.
Which is understandable given that they stopped halfway through.
Yeah.
Although so did everyone else.
Yep.
Um,
Riley went off and did some other shit. Riley's been busy.
My mind leaps back to a Mighty Morphin episode where they ran a marathon.
Yep.
They still win?
They still won.
See, bullshit.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that they're last.
Yep. And there's a nice moment where, as Coda sees them coming, he just yells, "Run, Riley, run!" And Tyler's like, "No, they're coming last."
I don't like that Tyler shut him down.
No, like, they still cheer him on.
Yeah.
Just because they're coming last.
Be a good friend.
Yeah. So, Riley says, "Look, I'd like my new friend to finish in front of me."
Gay.
Even though it's last and second last.
Because I'm the bottom.
Oh, okay. And Burt says, "Well, look, I already have the fastest time in this marathon.
Uh-huh.
Like, I'm the marathon champion. I figured I'd get the slowest time as well, and really just, hold up.
I just
both
want to
ends
own
of the-
everything.
Yeah, I just
I'm
want both
still
ends
an
of the
a-hole.
And Riley's like, "Well, what if I want the slowest time?
Then we have to wrestle for it.
Naked in oil."
That's not what happens.
No, it's not.
Spiritually, though.
So I think it's Ivan says, "You went from like the bitterest of enemies to good friends." And Coda says, "That makes you both winners." He's just so good.
10 points.
He's so good.
For being a great dude.
He's so good. And that's the end of the episode.
The end.
So that was
Forgive and
forget. People did forgive and they did forget. So like
Different people did each one, though.
Yeah.
Well, actually, that's not true.
But well, no, that is true.
Some people both forgave and forgot.
Yes.
Other people just forgot.
Yes. There you go. Job done. All right.
Rangers.
Let's talk Fantasy Zordon.
Let's do it.
Actually, before we do that,
Yes.
let's talk about Stingrage on the Dino Charge creature feature.
Okay, now this is hard for me because I know mostly nobody.
Sure. So Stingrage is at the moment at number 13.
Right.
Which is about halfway.
Okay.
I would say from this episode, he's still about a halfway monster.
Yeah, I don't think he proved himself to be pretty cool
He didn't, yeah.
or proved himself to be entirely useless either.
Nothing in this episode raised or lowered him beyond a thoroughly average Power Rangers monster.
Yep.
He's just one who's done that twice now.
Yeah, he happened to have been hauled out a second time.
So I'm fine leaving him where he is. That
Sounds
seems
good.
fair. He's underneath Duplicon, who has like waffle press hands that make copies of the Power Rangers.
Right.
So Duplicon was pretty good.
Yeah, sure.
All right, not Matt.
Not
Tim.
Matt.
That's a reflex that I'm going to have to get used to.
Yeah.
Let's talk Fantasy Zordon.
Let's do it.
All right, so how many points did you get this week, Tim?
I got 20 points.
20. Ooh, that's pretty good. So why don't you break it down for us? Who is which score?
Okay, so it shouldn't come as a massive surprise that Riley leads in the points tally.
Yep, I imagine he had a good week.
He had 9 points.
Sure, what are those for?
So they're for some power-up modes, for a Megazord formation, and obviously for learning a valuable lesson as well.
Yep.
Coda has a couple of power-up modes, so he gets 4 points.
Sure.
Kendall gets a power-up mode and a new Dino Charger that she makes from liquids in tubes for 5 points. And good old Graphite gets a consolation 2 for being nowhere to be seen.
Fair enough. All right, so I did slightly worse than that. So Chase got 6 points, which is power-up modes and a Megazord formation.
Yep.
Shelby just 4, like Coda, just those power-up modes.
For not doing an awful lot.
My Aqua Ranger did not show up.
Correct.
And neither did my Silver Ranger.
Also correct.
For a total of 14 points for me.
Not bad.
So as we stand this week, you and Matt's team is on 50 points, ahead of me on 32.
That's not great for you.
It's a strong opening, but with 18 more episodes to go...
plenty of room.
I only
plenty
need,
of room.
I only need one more point every episode to catch up. So
yes. I mean, you really are banking on that late season burst.
I need Aqua and Silver to come in and really have
some
a
good
couple
episodes.
of weeks. I think last season there was 1 week where Chase got like nearly 30 points.
Wow, really?
Because that was like his showcase episode, and he used his Dino Charger a bunch of times and did a bunch of stuff.
So it's definitely anyone's game.
Oh, I mean, at this stage, absolutely.
Super early days.
It's very exciting. All right. Do you have anything else you'd like to say about this week's episode?
I mean, I'm kind of enjoying watching Power Rangers.
It's weird, isn't it?
It's not what I've come to expect.
All right. So next week's episode is called Nightmare in Amber Beach.
It's horrifying.
I assume it's going to be some sort of nightmare monster.
Presumably, yes.
Like a Freddy Krueger style, maybe?
You don't think... I mean, yeah, I suppose. See, here's the thing. Freddy Krueger has a lot of knife hands going on.
Yep.
It could just be a dream thing.
Yeah, it definitely could be.
like a nightmare thing. So who knows?
Yeah, I guess we'll find out next week.
Only time will tell.
Yeah, Time and Power Rangers.
Yep, correct.
All right. Thanks for listening, guys.
Of course,
we'll
thank you, guys.
See you next week.